Okay, so today I'm doing a little bit of a public service announcement because I'm really not able to think hard enough to be able to do a book review today. Asthma. If you don't know who I am, I'm Suzanne Tidkemeyer. I used to write for a place called Pathos, a column called No Longer Quivering that had to do with the quiverful evangelical movement. It had to do with a non-denominational, hardcore, intolerant, high-demand religious organization world. Quiverful. And what I'm going to talk about today. Please do not bully anybody I talk about in any way, shape, or form. Don't even be rude to them because we're all struggling and some people struggle more than others. Okay, today I want to talk about something that has been kicked around our community again and again and again and again. So I want to shed a little light on it. What am I talking about? MRSA. MRSA, methicillin resistant staphylococcus Racia, I think that's how you say the last word. I don't know. I just know it as MRSA. I've had it a couple of times. The first time I had it, I still have a scar going down my thumb. First time I had it was my thumb. It got huge. And it happened 6 weeks to the day after I had a pulmonary function test, which is something that up until I moved here, I used to have done every single fall. I would get a pulmonary function test done. Here, not so much any longer. So why do we want to talk about this? Because we've been watching somebody in our community who has follic- folliculitis, which is going to be a follicle staph infection. And I don't want you to make the same mistake that this person has made. It's something that you really don't want to fool around with. MRSA is, I ended up in the hospital. I went to urgent care and they took me straight to the hospital. It was a 19-month odyssey to clear it up. So, what is this MRSA all about? It is a painful skin bacteria. It can be, which is what I had, that's resistant to any antibiotics. It occurs when you go to the hospital sometimes, or if you're in touch with people in the healthcare industry. It can happen to anybody. Here's the thing about MRSA. What the National Institute of Health and Mayo Clinic is going to tell you on their website, which I've got a lot of my information from just to verify what I'd remembered from having had it a few times. It has a 21% mortality rate within the first year. Think about that, 21%. I was really shocked when I saw those statistics. It's not uncommon in groups that are not well or have immune system disorders. So mine occurred after having been to the hospital, having a simple test. I came down with it. What do you need to do when you get it? Well, you need to be treated by your doctor. And I don't mean an online doctor, and I don't mean picking up the phone and calling your doctor. My journey started when I was hospitalized, and they tested for MRSA. It came back positive. Whenever you have any kind of staph infection that is that serious, you need them to do a culture. They need to do a culture. I ended up going to the infectious disease doctor for several years to follow up on this. And it is it is concerning, but anytime you get a fever and some kind of skin rash or skin infection, boils, anything like that, you need to follow up with your doctor who will decide whether or not you need to see an infectious disease doctor, go to the hospital or whatever. There are a lot of ways you can get it, but mostly it happens because you're in contact with some type of bacteria that your immune system can't fight off. Happens in medical, happens when you have healthcare workers around you. It can happen if you're having crazy fun times with somebody else that and because I was reading about that. Apparently, risky sexual practices put you at risk for it too. I was surprised at that. I did not know that. Living in filth in unsanitary conditions can also give you MRSA. If you use illicit drugs, you can get MRSA. But it's not all bad news. When you get it, you can go to the doctor, get it cultured. They'll do a culture, and that will show them exactly what antibodies will work against this thing. And that is the thing that is so important because that is the only way you're going to kill this sort of thing. It's not going to be killed because you wish and you hope. I sometimes add these to my regimen, and I add it to my husband's when he got MRSA recently. 10,000 milligrams of garlic 3 or 4 times a day will kill just about anything. If you are diagnosed with MRSA or just very bad infections, you're going to end up with some kind of antibiotic ointment like this. This is Mupirol, and in the States, it goes by the name, what do they call it? Muprosin. That's what they call it in the States. This is going to be one of your biggest things in your arsenal to kill your MRSA. And there are a lot of different ways you can defeat it once you get it. Wash your hands incessantly and practice very good sanitation. Sanitize your home. When I had it, when my husband had it, each time, it involved keeping completely 100% separate towels and washcloths. We even kept a separate bathroom from it. We kept apart in the bed during those times because you could spread it. Say if you have MRSA oozing from here and you accidentally rub against your husband, you can transmit that stuff. It is highly transmissible. And the thing is you have to start sanitizing the crap out of everything. I mean, Lysol sanitary wipes. I'm looking for my can from here. I'll see it. I actually have one around my desk, one in my bathroom, one up by my bed. So you wipe everything down that you may have touched, or if you're caring for someone with MRSA that they may have touched. You don't leave those grimy surfaces. I mean, I don't care if you're wiping off the television clicker 3 times a day. You do what you must do. The other thing is you have to hold down the bacterial load on your own skin. And the only real way to do that is to use a cleanser like Hibby Cleanse. Scrub yourself head to toe with Hibby Cleanse. And once the MRSA lifts for the next couple of months after the MRSA infection, you're going to want to bathe in Hibby Cleanse at least once a week, sometimes 2 times a week. And if you can't get something like Hibby Cleanse, you're going to want to turn around and wash yourself with, say, a quarter cup of bleach in your bathing water. This is nothing to fool around with. It's serious. It can leave you scarred. It can cause all kinds of not pleasant things for the rest of your life. Something more than just having a weird little scar on your thumb. But the most important thing of all times is just cleanliness. If you can clean all the time, and you take your antibiotics and whatever ointments they give you, whatever supplements you think might help you, that's what you do. All of my information that I'm talking about today is either from NIH, Mayo Clinic, or things that I have just picked up in my years long fight against MRSA. I had my first MRSA infection 8 years ago. And I've got it where I'm not having them now much at all. I didn't even have one when my husband had his, and I was caring for him, and I fully anticipated having having to do that. Now, a month from now, we'll see if I pick up one from his stay in the hospital. The last time he was in that hospital, I did pick up a MRSA infection from that particular hospital. I've tried to talk to the doctors. I know the practice there. They don't believe there's MRSA there, but there is. A lot of times with the hospitals, they won't realize that they have it. They won't realize what a problem it is until it's too late, until they start getting a lot of people coming down with it. So this is why this is so serious because it's so ubiquitous. So many people catch it. There's just so much misinformation out there, including somebody saying, "Oh, I had an ingrown hair that turned into staph infection, and it whoops, I need to pull the eyebrow hairs in. Then I don't like that." And it kept going all over. Well, let me tell you something. If you have an infection that travels, it's quite painful and causes you fever and prevents you in any way, shape, or form from doing what you want to do, get it checked out. Your doctor. Your doctor is going to know whether it's MRSA or not. And he will be the one that will be able to best help you practice great sanitation. And you too can be MRSA free. Be very careful what hospitals and medical care workers are around. That's it. Okay, you guys, these are just my opinions for the most part. A lot of the information I shared, I got from NIH or Mayo Clinic online. That's it. So hopefully you can lead infection-free lives. Love you guys. I'll see you later.